Imagine, it's 1942, just after Pearl Harbor, and everyone of Japanese ancestry is being evacuated to relocation centers. They're given 24 hours to pack everything they can carry in 2 bags and are carted away to fenced-in rows of barracks and fields.
I don't know why I have to tell it, but I know what it means. Close your eyes, just picture the scene as I paint it for you. It was World War II.
They were forced to live in these crowded confinements for about 4 years. The adults got jobs and worked in the fields, but what about the children, whose lives had just been flipped upside down?
Bacon and eggs with wife and kids. He lived on the second floor of a little store he ran. He moved to LA from Japan.
Their daily life was almost like they hadn't been confined. There were events like school, sports, and meals. Kids went to school even though there were no official school buildings or teachers. They used empty or rarely used barracks, and adults volunteered to teach them. School had classes and specials, such as band and gym, and after-school things, like dances. Sports were common, like baseball, softball, basketball, and other traditional activities, like sumo and scouts. There was still leisure. Kids played marbles and other games, and the younger children would play with scale models of their barracks. They swung on swings and hung out with friends. They went to the general store and read magazines and comics. But when they were out, they had to be wary to stay away from the fence, so if they got too close, the consequences could be deadly.
Mom, where are we going? Nobody even knew what to say to them. Ken didn't want to lie. He said the U.S. is looking for spies, so we have to live in a place called Manzanar, where a lot of Japanese people are. Stop it, don't look at the gunman. You don't want to get your soldiers wondering if you're gonna run or not, because if you run then you might get shot. Other than that, try not to think about it. Try not to worry about it being so crowded. But someday we'll get out. Someday.
As soon as war broke out, the FBI came and they just come to the house and you have to come. All the Japanese have to go. They took Mr. Nii, that people couldn't understand why they had to take him because he's just innocent labor.
I thought I was imagining it as an adult much later. I thought it couldn't have been badass because we were just little kids. My childhood was the camp.
So now they're in a town with soldiers surrounding them. Every day, every night.
Life certainly wasn't fun and games. The conditions inside the camps weren't very good. It was overcrowded. Meals were served cafeteria style, and rice was served with every meal, even if it didn't go with the meal. Milk was only for kids and the sick. In the barracks, rooms were shared with multiple families, often using sheets or other cloth for dividers. Bathtubs were built out of anything they could find, be it barrels or other scrap wood. As the seasons changed, some camps would pile up with snow, while at other times, camps would be crushed with heat and racked by dust storms. After they got out of the camps, they hoped to return to their normal lives. What they found after the camps was worse than the conditions inside the camps.
Big hopes of a normal life with his kids and his wife, but then they got back to their home and what they saw made them feel so alone. These people had trashed every room, smashed in the windows and bashed in the doors, written on the walls and the floor, Japs not welcome anymore. And Kenji dropped both of his bags at his sides and just stood outside. He looked at his wife without words to say. She looked back at him, wiping tears away, and said, someday we'll be okay, someday.
When we first got back from camp, it was pretty bad.
I remember my husband said, oh, we're going to stay till last. Then my husband died before they closed the camp.
Now the names have been changed, but the story's true. My family was locked up back in 42. My family was there where it was dark and damp, and they called it an internment camp.
Stop. No. How do you stop it? Hey, no, dude, how do you stop this? It's night. No. Stop looking for pictures. Darn it. Therefore, no, stop it. Anything they could find, be it barrel or other scrap wood. As the seasons changed, some camps would pile up with snow, while others... Bathtubs were built out of anything they could find, be it barrels or other scrap wood. As the seasons changed, some camps would pile up with snow, while at other times, camps would be wrecked with dust storms and crushed with heat. In the barracks, the rooms were shared with multiple families, often using sheets or other dividers. Come help me. No. Okay. Great.